Hello, everyone. This is Chala, CEO and founder of the Repositioning Expert, coming to you live with another Tuesday Tea Time with Chala. Today, I'm going to talk about millennials. Let me take a first sip. I'm going to talk real fast because I have a call in 10 minutes. So let's see if we can get through this. I love doing these topics. They are my best excuse to do research so that I can come up with new topics for, my speeches, my blogs, my newsletters. Let me tell you a little bit about what to stop doing as old people, me as being 56. I'm of the old school. I know exactly how the old ways were. I still see my clients doing some old sales tactics. I still see them in the market, and I want you to stop because increasingly, obviously, as we retire, the millennials are taking over. Now, the millennial age bracket is 20, is some qualified as 25 to 44, some 29 to 44, but they're going to make up 3/4 of all the buyers, in corporations. And then, of course, the next generation will come up behind them. Now, the first thing to stop doing is focusing on ads and SEO. These guys just don't care about when you telling them that you're great. What they want to see is they want to see you on review sites. They want peer reviews and they want industry reviews. So this is the age of, getting into a stranger's car because they have reviews, because you trust their reviews, going into a stranger's house, an Airbnb, because you trust their reviews. So they're that generation. That's how they grew up. 77% of buyers check review sites. And this is from the 2024 B2B Buying Disconnect report from Trust Radius. So get in there, and there's even research that I've seen that the first people that they seek are their peers. So we're going to talk a little bit more about that, but it's really, really important that word of mouth is more important than ever, and self-promotion is out. Number 2 is spraying and praying your marketing. 44% of buyers wish vendors would not call before they're ready. So they know how to go through the research phase, the do-it-yourself phase, and they want to do it themselves. They want you to empower them to do it themselves, and they do not want to talk to you. They don't want you to keep following up with them. They don't want you to keep calling them. And meet them initially with your content, where they look, where their eyes and ears are, which is going to be around their own industry publications, their industry groups, their industry events. Be where they are so that you can be at their conferences, their events. These could be online and offline. Number 3 is that trust, that very, very big trust of building safety for them. So there's a saying, and this saying used to exist when I worked. Nobody ever got fired for buying from IBM because it is the best known, it is the safest. And so how you build safety for these new millennials, just like anybody else really, but more for how they view the world, is organize your current and past user references in discussion groups, in gatherings. 42% of these guys wish they could easily talk to people like them who have used the product. And they're looking for proven ROI. And the way that they're looking for that proven ROI is to talk to their peers. Number 4 is force feed them the data about the products and services about yourself versus self-serve. So Salesforce says that 61% of buyers prefer on-demand demos, especially millennials. So they're looking for ROI calculators, white papers, versus what you prepare, which is your sales deck, your capability presentation, your pitch, your videos. They're looking to meet your content where they are. So your content has to be relevant around your pain point in their industry and have their keywords and buzzwords. And then that's going to get onto their radar. And then they're going to look into it. Then they're going to pursue through the self-serve models that you demonstrate ROI and capabilities and peer reviews. And then they're going to call you. Remember where they didn't want you to call them before they were ready? And number 5 is They want less sales rep and more. They want to meet the engineers, the coaches, the people who are going to deliver the work, who are actually making the product or who are going to deliver the service. Gardner says that 43% of millennial buyers want direct access to people who make or implement the service. So they are not hard to reach, you guys. Millennials are not hard to reach, but they are hard to convince to carve out attention, because we are in, I mean, I remember this term from an author called infobesity. There's so much information that we can't even find anything that we want. But once you hook them on with that pain messaging, that's so relevant to them, that is because it's so specialized and directly to them in their world, hitting them over and over again, that's when the millennials are looking for the do-it-yourself tools. And they're looking for a lot of information. It's all digital. They're looking for peer reviews. They're looking for industry reviews. And basically, they just want you to give them the information. They still want that information. They still want the ROI information. They still want the product information, but they want it in their own way. And if you learn to speak their language, you'll become just like a horse whisperer, where you learned, the Equus, if you know the whole story of the horse whisperer, that it used to take months and a lot of pain to break a horse to ride them from the wild. And Monty Roberts, who I present all the time about how he learned what he called Equus, which he, watched the alpha female horse in the wild, and, she would square her shoulders and her head, and he implemented the exact same thing, and he was able to gentle horses without touching them, without hurting them, and within like minutes. So if you're able to learn the Equus, as I always call it during my presentations, you learn to speak the millennial language, and they're going to want to meet with you. Because at the end of the day, everybody wants to be safe, and everybody wants to add value, and everybody wants to succeed. And that's what you're there for, is to help them succeed. This was fast. I hope this was helpful. I hope it gives you another think when you're going out to do your marketing and when you're paying for your marketing. And I want you to challenge the people who are helping you with your marketing to have consideration for millennial buyers and stop hitting them with old sales tactics. Thank you, and I will see you next week. Take care.